Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Monday, and I've got a new little thing here. Welcome to Pat's Stamping Place. It's Monday, June 13th, 2022, and here we are into the middle of June already. So if you are here, let me know where you're from and check in, give me a thumbs up, and I hope you like what you're going to see today. I never know exactly whether I am live on Facebook first or YouTube first, because I get two different notifications up on my iPad screen. So that's why I'm always looking in one place or another. So anyway, welcome to my stamping place. And I hope you enjoy what you're going to see today. I have had fun creating. I had something in my mind during the week and then totally switched gears. So today I made a switch. Hi Carol, welcome. And what I've been trying to do during June is to pair products. Let me flip you down to my desktop. Is to pair products from the mini catalog that is expiring now in just a couple of weeks that didn't make it into the annual catalog, and to pair these things that I love with new products. So hi Fran, welcome. So let me show you what I have planned for today and show you the new product that is on page 116 in the annual catalog. Hey, welcome Nicole. How are you today? And that is pairing the Rays of Light large background stamp. It's a full size stamp that covers a full 5.5 by 4.25 piece of paper. So I decided to pair this one with, put that away. One of my favorites that is going to retire at the end of June, and I was very sad that, and very surprised actually, that it didn't make it over into the annual catalog, and that is the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. Again, I was surprised. I really thought that it would. It's going to stay in my favorite stash, at least for a while, because I think you can never have too many sunshines and rainbows. So yes, it's sad. Somebody gave me a sad face there. Sad because this is leaving, but doesn't mean that you need to make it leave your stash, and it is still available. In fact, where's my note here? I wrote down a note. The Rainbow Bundle is available for $44, and that's with the 10% off, because bundle pricing still is in effect in this catalog while supplies last. The dies that go with this are 50% off at $15.50. So I'm assuming that those are still available. They were the last I looked. The stamps, the stamp set is $18. You don't need both. You can do a lot of fussy cutting and a lot of stamping with this without the dies. So even together, the dies and the stamps are probably a little bit less expensive than the bundle for $44. So, you know, you can play the numbers games there. Hi Rose, hi Nancy, welcome. And yes, you're on YouTube. So this is what I'm going to show today, and I'm going to do something a little bit different first, and that is show you some of the samples that I've made, and then I will show you the two cards that I'm going to make today. And one of these, there's a little die in the die set, that's just this size, and it holds that a little something to brighten your day. And wouldn't that be cute just to clip on or add to any little gift tag, anything that you want to give to somebody. And then there's a little cloud too. There are cloud stamps. I'll show you the dies in just a minute. Here's one. This is probably my favorite of what I made today. And this is with the Hues of Happiness designer paper. Oh my gosh, everybody is falling in love with that, so much so that it is not available until middle of July, I believe. I just, that paper is just blowing everybody away, and it sold out. So on this one, I did one of the cutouts from the die set. This is from the Cloud Punch that we have. The separate Cloud Punch does not go with this set. And then I used the Cloud Punch to make some of these clouds in the background here, and then cut out the sentiment to make it separate instead of all one. Okay, so that's that one. Let's get this one. Here's another one that is a note card. And with this, I paired it with another set that is not going to carry over, and that is the Slim Sayings. And that's a long saying that says happy for you, and I just cut it apart. And then I use the blender pens to add some color behind the rainbow here. And then this scallop edge is also part of the dies. And then this one is with the Dots and Spots, which is, I did it white on white, so I don't know if you can see it very well, but it cuts out all these dots, and that's a large die, large background die, and then made that one, and I fussy cut that out and added sending you a rainbow of happiness, and added some gems and the little clouds. So that's that one. And then here's one that is just make those little things into a happy face. And I will show you with one of the projects I'm going to do today where I got these little black dots. It's a new project, or excuse me, a new product in the new mini catalog, which I forgot to bring downstairs when I went back up a little bit ago. So I'm not showing you the new mini catalog yet. So some of you should be getting that in the mail shortly. And I didn't put a sentiment on this either, because that could just be any little thing to go on the inside. So those are the samples that I usually wait to show you at the end, but decided to show them at the beginning. So now let me share what I'm going to do today. Let's see. I guess I didn't show my face here yet. So I'm just going to say hi here real quick and then go back down to my desktop. I was playing around with some of the things that I could do with this today, and got kind of crazy and didn't show you my face at the beginning. So there we go. All right, first card I want to make, and this is pairing with that Rays of Light. The Rays of Light stamps. I guess I could call it just a stamp. It's a single stamp. It's not a stamp set. And I just love that look there. Yes, the happy faces are cute. So this is the Rays of Light. I've got that ready to go here on my Stamparatus, because I find that is the easiest way to stamp one of the large background stamps. So I've already got it positioned on here, and you'll find out soon what all this little clump of stuff is up here. So that's going to be with another card. Yes, there we go. Yes, I do have a rainbow shirt on today. All different colors. So there's green and orange and red, and I guess I could call these Stampin' Up! Colors if I looked at it long enough. Thanks. Okay, let's go back. So I have the Rays of Light already on here, and I'm going to put the Rainbow of Happiness stamp set underneath the plate because that's just the right height for getting your ink on here without bending your Stamparatus down. So I've got that positioned on here, and I'm going to use a piece of Crumb Cake cardstock, and I've got this cut to, I think, 5.5 by 3, or 5 by 3 3/4. And I've already marked this spot up here where I want to place my paper, because I won't be able to put down the magnetic strip here. I'm going to put a little piece of Stampin' Seal there. Take some of that sticky off. And place that down there. And for this, I'm going to use our white, Whisper White Craft ink pad. That's the only craft pad we have. We used to have a whole array of them within all the colors, but now we just have it in Whisper White. And I'm still using the old style ink pad for that. So I'm going to stamp that down here. And this stamp has a lot of variations to it that you might be able to see here. I'll pull this off so you can see. It's got little lines that look like cuts in the ink, or excuse me, in the rubber. So you can see where it shows up with the white on there. Those are part of the stamp. That's not something to be concerned about. It just gives it more texture and dimension. So let's put that back there. Let me add a little bit more ink to it again. The best thing about the Stamparatus, if you don't already have one of these, is that you can stamp several times. Hi, Sue, welcome. You can stamp several times to get the intensity of ink that you like. Okay, so that's pretty light. This ink pad might need a little bit of re-inking, so let me squeeze a little bit more on there. That looks better. And with this, I don't really care where that sun is, assuming that's the sun up there. So let me there, that's much, much better. And since that's a pigment-based ink, let me get that off of there. Clean it off. The other thing that is really nice about the Stamparatus is if you wanted to do several of these cards at once, all you need to do is put your paper down in there, and I did have it marked exactly where I wanted that piece to go, and just continue to make a whole bunch of them at once. Now the white is a little bit harder to get out of there, so I may take that to my regular Stampin' Scrub a little bit later. So let me pull that off of there and put that away. And the craft ink does take a little bit longer to dry, so I'm going to let that wave in the wind a little bit, and get ready to do the next part. All right, before I went live here, I did a bunch of cuts using this die in all the colors from our new In Colors. So I have Tahitian Tide here, Parakeet Party, Orchid Oasis. I have some over here with the Sweet Sorbet and the Starry Sky. So we have 5 colors, but I chose 4 of those to put in here because there are 4 different parts of the rainbow that cut out like that. So that's where that came from. I just thought it was easier to get them all cut out ahead of time. And with all of the colors, obviously you could make 4 of these cards very easily, just rearranging the colors that you've cut out. So I have, on this one, then when I'm finished, I'll show you the sample. I have the Parakeet Party, the Tahitian Tide. I think those look good together. Here is a Orchid Oasis, and I'm just lining these up at the bottom of the grid. And isn't this the prettiest new grid paper? Oh, this is something that customers can get too. So if you're interested, let me know. I can tell you all about this. The only thing is it doesn't have the measurements at the bottom, but that's okay. And then I chose another of the Parakeet Party because that's what I'm going to focus on here. Now, here's the trick to get these to the paper. Keep those lined up. Now you could use a piece of Post-it note. I happen to have some Post-it tape. And this stuff is just awesome. You can get it on Amazon. Probably most of the local big box office stores have it. And I'm just going to take a piece of that and put across there and pick those up. So now they're all there where I want them to stay, and I can add my adhesive. So while I'm doing that, we can chat a little bit. How's your weather? We are due for 97 degrees on Wednesday. Whoops, I got a little bit too much there. Not looking forward to that, which is very unusual for this early in the season. And there you just hear my air conditioning come on. Because it's also very humid. We had quite a nasty storm of quick, heavy rain move through yesterday. Right after I got home from a local theater performance, which was very good. Have any of you seen Newsies? It's I guess it was a Disney production. It's been on Broadway about the newspaper boys strike in the late 1890s. It's a musical. It was fun to watch, although a little bit hard to understand what all they were saying. But it's our local community theater, and it's so much fun. Okay, here's my, I forget the name of it, Rays of Light. And I'm going to put that down here so that a little bit of that sunshine part is showing. Enough so that I can get the adhesive there. Then I can peel that up, and there's that pretty little card. So I'm going to mount that on a piece of basic white because I'm going to put this on Parakeet Party, but for some reason I didn't like the way this looked right up against the Parakeet Party, especially with the white ink. So I'm mounting it on basic white, and then I'll put it on the Parakeet Party. So it was just something that didn't grab me to put that right on the colored cardstock. So just the way my eyes hit it. So let me know if you think the same. I don't know. I just thought the white looked as a good base. And now it goes with the Parakeet. So what do you think? So there, I can turn that over, add some more adhesive on the back. Do any of you have a favorite new in color? I love them all. They're so bright and cheerful. All right, so there we've got that. And now I've got a whole bunch of little clouds cut out. There are several cloud dies. Thanks, Rose. Yes, there are 2 separate clouds here, and then 2 others that cut out separately, but it's one die. So I'm going to use 3 of those. They're all pretty much the same size. One's a little bit bigger. And there is the teeny tiniest little thank you. I guess I've already got it here. Teeny tiny little thank you that I'm going to stamp on one of these clouds. And since I've got the Parakeet Party, let's use that. Make sure, this is hard to see, make sure, yep, there we go. Otherwise it was going to be upside down. So it's just a very small thank you, and but it just fits there. Okay, let's get some mini dimensionals. I had to open a new pack finally. Get those ready to go. Okay, let's put one up here. I don't know if you're like me, but I love rainbows. I always have. When I was growing up, I was actually a rainbow girl. I don't know if any of you remember that. I'm not even sure if it's an organization that is still active anymore as part of a Masonic group. Several of my friends were in it when I was in school. That was our social media probably back then, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. And let's see here. Does this need a... I think it needs a little bow. So I've already got one cut out of the white baker's twine. I go through this so much I could probably have stock in it. So we need a little bow there, or let's put it there. So let's grab a little mini glue dot. And roll it up. And where am I going to put it here? You were, Carol? Where? In Cuyahoga Falls? I was in the Ellet one. Way back, a long, long time ago. There we go. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, I've got sticky fingers, and you were? Oh my goodness. You're younger than I am, though, I do believe. So I probably preceded you there. We'll have to catch up on that and see. All right, there is this first sample made with Rays of Light and the Rainbow of Happiness. And this is the new one pairing with one that's not making it. And here is the original sample. Okay, this one I didn't put a little bow on. So there we go with that. And when this stamp set came out, it was during Celebration. And at that time, there was a pack of paper called Sunshine and Rainbows. That was a Celebration offering. And there are 12 different designs. So if anybody places an order, I've got several packs of this, and you will get some of this paper because I would want to share it. So you don't have to get the Brilliant Rainbows or the it's Brilliant Rainbows die, and I'm getting that mixed up with the actual bundle. Rainbow of Happiness stamp set. Thank you so much. But if any order, we'll get some of this because I've got lots and I would love to share it. All right, one more card. And I think you will like this one too. This one does not use any die cuts. So you could have the stamp set as a standalone without the dies. Okay, get those back in there so I don't lose them. And here's card number 2. So this one is just stamping. Very easy, simple stamping on some basic white. Adding some color. Then I'm going to add a new product to the end of this. I'm also using a set that didn't carry over, and that's Happy and Heartfelt. This has a great set of sentiments with a good font. I love these. It's even got Mother's Day, Father's Day, congratulations, celebration, baby card, thank you, heck yeah, love that too. Yay for love, lucky me. So this is a great stamp set. Also in the mini catalog, let's see where that was. Again, surprised that it did not carry over. But then I'm surprised that a lot of things don't carry over just because I like them. Page 31. Oop, I must have looked at that wrong. '51, excuse me. There we go. Yeah, Happy and Heartfelt is on page 51. All right, now let's get some ink pads out. And I've got Polished Pink, one of my favorites from the carryover in colors. So this will be around for another year. How do I use the long skinny die? Let's see, which was that one, Carol? This one. That was on one of the samples that I had. Where did I put the samples? If you're talking about that, that was this one right here. So that could be used on any card. It would not necessarily have to go with that. This is very versatile. Okay, yeah, that's that long skinny one here, the little scalloped edge. And then there's also, which I don't think I've used this one at all, is a partial scalloped edge that you could connect and make even longer. So that's what that one's for. But I just kind of added this on here actually as a kind of an afterthought because I needed more space on this. I was trying to make something work and it just wasn't working right. So when all else fails, you just pick up something else and make it different. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. All right. On this one, if you look at the stamp set itself, you've got all of these big chunky ones. This is kind of what I guess would be called a boho rainbow. And you can use any colors, not the normal red, yellow, green, blue. I could go on. Because it's a different shape. It's not your big rainbow shape that we think of. And it's very trendy, very popular. In fact, that's how I got the idea for this one, which I guess it could go either way, depending upon how you want to put it, whether it's a smiley face or those are eyes, and just think of this as a big smiley face. So I don't know where the name boho came from for this set, but it just works. So anyway, we have this big one. I'm going to use 4 of these, this one and this one. And it's easier if you start with the smaller one first, or smallest one first. So for that, I'm going to use Tahitian Tide. And these are also pretty easy to line up because they are photopolymer. So I've got Tahitian Tide here first. And that way it's easier to put them together as a, what do I want to say? This is going to need my foam mat. Okay, so there we've got that, and that will dry a little bit lighter. This is really juicy and it looks a little mottled there, but it should turn out okay when it dries. So there's that one. And it's a good idea to close these up as I go. Parakeet Party. And then you can just line them up. Apologize if you see my head. So it is easy to line up the base of the rainbow. And then I chose Mango Melody. And with this one, I think I need to really smoosh this in here because I think I need to re-ink this one. There, that came out okay. And then the last one is going to be the Polished Pink. There we go. That is so pretty. And then I chose a sentiment from the Happy and Heartfelt that I just showed you. Happy and Heartfelt. And for that, I have Being Awesome is Just Your Thing. So I'm going to put that on there with Memento. And then add some clouds. So these cards are pretty easy to mass produce. This would be a good one to send to my granddaughter. Okay, let's get some dimensionals on 4 of these little clouds. Make sure I've got them going the right way, because when you die cut something, you can tell the difference between the front and the back. Okay, let's get all these off of here. Okay, let's put 1, 2 on either side. But just think this would be so good for a baby card. Sadly, it could be used for a card for someone who's lost a pet. Or in this case, just being awesome. And I also have a little baker's twine bow cut out for that one. Yes, it is simple. I love the clean and simple look. I guess that's what it's called now. Just clean and simple, a lot of white space. I think these glue dots are why my fingers are so sticky. There we go. Then I have one more thing to add. It is a new product. And these are called Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics. And we have these in 3 colors. And it almost looks like, well, it does look like a pearl when you drop these on here. We have it in black and white and real red. And boy, there's a lot in here. So I'll be using these a lot. But for this one, the white is perfect. And you just drop it very carefully. You know what? I better put this on the card base before I do the next step, or I'll be very unhappy with myself. So let's add some liquid glue here. And this just comes out very carefully. I think we had something like this a long time ago. And the downside is it does take a little bit of time to dry. Maybe 20 to 25 minutes, I believe, from what I tested a little bit earlier. But they're so, so cute. And this is where I got the little black eyes for this card. And so they have some texture. People will want to touch them. And they're just super, super cute. So that's this card. So there we've got this one. And here is the other sample for today. So I had so much fun making these. You should see the mess I created, but it was a happy mess, a very happy mess. So I wish you well for the rest of the week. Have a great week. Stay cool. Stay inside and stamp and craft and just have fun with your toys. So I will see you. I'm not sure about next week. Next week I'm going out of town. So I will probably pre-record, but I will post on Facebook where you can find me and see what I can find to create for next week. So have a great week, enjoy, and stay cool. Thanks so much for being here.